Today I am going to discuss about the important core of the core schemes that were announced in the Union Budget 2025-26. In this section, we will be discussing about the important schemes that are that were announced earlier in the budget. So please be with me and have a look at the slides. I have prepared the notes for the important schemes. You can see that I have prepared a total of 13 schemes. I think these are very important, and I hope question will be asking from these 13 core of the core schemes, as other schemes that are running by union governments are more than 500 schemes. So um, that were that will be very much difficult for us to memorize and understand all these things for this short period of time. So I have selected these important schemes that will be coming into the examination. PM Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana. In this scheme, there will be a coverage of 100 districts from all over the country, which having low crop yield, moderate crop yield, and their credit conditions. The farmers are getting difficulties to get the credits. So uh, the government will be focusing to enhance these 100 districts which having lowest crop productivity, so they will be benefited. And the objective of this scheme is enhancing agricultural productivity in these 100 districts, improved irrigation infrastructure, because our climatic condition is very much drought in India. More than 70% of the agricultural land used to face drought condition. So the irrigation infrastructure must be developed to assist the farmers for their crop productivity. Irrigation infrastructure will be improved and provide a long and short term credit to the farmers so that they can purchase seeds and other necessary agricultural equipments. All these things they can purchase and they can boost their productivity and yield. Beneficiaries are approximately 1.7 crores farmers will be benefited from this PM Dhanadanya Krishi Yojana. And this Yojana is inspired by aspirational district program that was started in 2018, back in 2018. Another important scheme is Rural Prosperity and Resilience Program that were started in that were also mentioned in 2025 and 26 budget. The aim of this scheme is address unemployment in agriculture and make migration a choice but not a necessity. We will have to understand that our workforce, more than 50% of the workforce is still into agriculture and an allied activity, still into that. And the GDP contribution of agriculture is not more than 17-18% into the whole country's GDP, but the workforce is huge. Like more than 50% of workforce is just producing a 17% of GDP. That is a huge gap. So to equip them and to meet that gap, the unemployment, underemployment into agricultural sector has to be addressed. And because the climatic condition and the infrastructure, agricultural infrastructure that we have in our country is crop rotation is very much low, because the drought condition is not favorable to cultivate more crops, except the seasonal ones. So the labor that are engaged into agricultural and allied activities are forced to migrate when there is no when the time is not favorable to cultivate, so they are forced to migrate. So the main aim of this rural prosperity and resilience program is to address this underemployment into agricultural sectors and the migration that people are making from rural areas to urban areas, and the burden that our metropolitan cities are facing due to that migration will be reduced if we can address this underemployment into agricultural sectors. And the migration should be a choice. One should go to urban cities, or one should plan to move from his locality to a urban mobilized urban cities. That should be a choice, but not a necessity, and he should not be forced to go to there. So to address that, this rural prosperity and resilience program was initiated in 2025 and 26 budget. The key components of this budget is skill development, like if we equipped our agricultural uh, industry, if we equipped the workforce that are associated with the agricultural industry with the necessary skills and the technology, if they adopt the technology and to run the machineries, if they are equipped with the necessary skills, then they should not go to forced migration. They will not be entitled to forced migration. Investment in the rural economy will increase if our productivity and our crop yield will increase, then the investment into rural economy will also increase. Crop diversification, like crop rotation and crop diversification, and there should not be swing of one kind of crops into the field. There should be multiple crop rotation, and multiple times of sowing and harvesting should be done into the agricultural land, so that the crop diversification can be done. Sustainable practices, like we have to focus on sustainable practices that will that will continue long run process, that will enhance our productivity along with sustainability, and meet with all the criterias of environmental pollution and sustainability that has to be practiced. And mm, likewise, we will have to build our workforce that are underemployment into agricultural industry. Post harvest storage and at panchayat and block levels, a lot of times it has been it has seen that due to the lack of storage and procurement and supply chain disruption, the yield that our farmers used to produce, from the agricultural produce that they produce, are sometimes wasted, or the production in a particular time, the production is very much high, and after few months, or after few months, the demand is very much high, but the supply is not that much. That is just because we do not have enough enough storage capacity, and the cost of storage is very much high that are also available. The infrastructure is not that developed, so that our farmers can avail that facility to store their produce, and they can sustain long run into both financially, and mm, our market supply chain also can be supported by these kinds of storage, post harvest storage at panchayat and block levels, if we can accommodate our produce. And the focus is on women and youth, marginalized communities and landless families will be benefited from rural prosperity and resilience program that were included into 2025 and 26 budget. A national mission on edible oil seeds. This is another important initiatives, another important scheme that has been included into the budget, and the aim is boost edible oil seed production and their availability. As we know, India is a huge market. Our population is too much. Our consumption is too much. We are highest people in the world, so our consumption is also that much. So to, to meet that demand, we have to import oil seeds, or directly oil from outside India. So a huge chunk of our dollars are getting out of India, and to address this national mission on edible oil seeds and seed production. This scheme has been incorporated into the budget, and this budget objective in the objective of this scheme is to boost edible oil seed production and their availability into the market, so that we can produce our own oil for at least our own need. We can meet that target of production from 39 million tons that we are producing right now to 69.7 million tons by 2030 to 2031. And the focus crops that are mustard seed production, groundnut seed production, soybean, sunflower, sesame, etc. These are the focus crops that are covering under national mission on edible oils. So the question will might ask, which of the crops that were focused in national mission on edible oils, and there might be um, mm, 2-3 names that are here, and there might not be 1 or 2 names. Some extra name will be there, and you will have to eliminate or you will have to add. So likewise the question might ask, strategies is promote high yield varieties and improve extraction from cotton seed and rice bran. Also the strategies is promote high yield varieties, the varieties of oil seeds that can produce high yield, that can give a lot of oil. The strategies is to get high yield varieties. Another important scheme is mission for Atmanirbharta in pulses. As we know, India is the largest producer, consumer, and importer of the pulses. As a huge amount of people, a lot of people in India, at least 40%, 40 to 50%, approximately 40% peoples in India are vegetarian. So to meet their protein needs, in these peoples eat a lot of pulses, because they do not eat eggs or meats and other sorts of proteins. They do not prefer this. They are completely dependent on pulses as well. So besides we are being the largest producer of the pulses, and we are also the consumer of the pulses, and we are also the largest importer of the pulses as well. So we still need to import a lot of pulses from outside India. Aim is to achieve self-reliance in pulses production by 2029. At least there should be enough pulses so that we can meet our needs. So the aim of this scheme is to self-reliance in pulses production by 2029. Focus pulses are tur, arhar, urad, and masoor dal. Strategies is climate resistant seeds of pulses, better storage, assured procurement, and price support to the farmers. So these are the important schemes. We are discussing another important scheme, that is PM Swanidhi scheme. PM Swanidhi, from the name itself we can decode it: Prime Minister Pradhan Mantri Street Vendor Atmanirbharta Nidhi scheme. Uh, yes, Atmanirbharta Atmanirbhar Nidhi scheme 2020. The launch year is 2020. The objective of this PM street vendor, as from the name itself we can decode that this is to support the street vendors. There has been a trend of food culture in India right now, where a lot of street vendors are doing well. So to make them to boost their productivity, to boost their sales, or to boost them, to support them, the government has come up with an initiative and a scheme, that is PM Swanidhi scheme, to provide collateral free working capital loans to street vendors. The loan amount is 10,000 rupees for 1 year tenure, and interest that will be charging to the street vendors is 7% per annum. Incentives for the street vendors, those who will be uh, doing timely repayment of the loan, and those who will inculcate, those who will you know take payments, digital transactions, those who will take payment through digital mode of transactions, they will be incentivized. Beneficiaries of this scheme, PM Swanidhi scheme, is around 50 lakh street vendors in India. Saksham Anganwadi and Pushan 2.0 program. Using this program, Sakshan Anganwadi and Pushan 2.0 program, objective is to tackle malnutrition in children, adolescent girls and pregnant women and lactating mothers. So, tackle malnutrition, those who are under nutrient children in the villages. As we know, Anganwadi workers are there in the villages. They are cooking food for the students, those who are into primary and still up to class 8, I think so. So to tackle their malnutrition, as we are very much low into hunger index, that has published in recent years, that as we are in the third or fourth largest economy in the world, yet we are not able to meet our hunger. So this is a shame for us, and to tackle that situation, the malnutrition in children, adolescent girls and pregnant women and lactating women, the government has come up with a scheme, that is Saksham Anganwadi and Pushan 2.0 program. Focus area is improved nutrition delivery into the food, the midday meal scheme and other scheme coming under the Anganwadi Pushan program. Strengthened Anganwadi infrastructure, work here, training, community awareness should be given, will be given. Bharat Net project, from the name itself we can decode that this is related to internet. Objective is to provide high speed broadband to all gram panchayats. 2.5 lakh gram panchayats will be benefited from this, and 6.8 lakh kilometer of optical fiber has already been laid over. And benefit, no, not yet completed. 87.7% or 18%. No, this is for tap water. So 6.8 lakh kilometer of optical fiber has already been laid over um, into the areas. Benefits: e-governance, digital education, telemedicine and digital commerce. Digital commerce will be boosting by this scheme, and rural economy will definitely get a boost out of the benefit from this scheme. Bharatiya Bhasha Pustak scheme, objective is promote literary content in Indian languages. um, a lot of content that used to published in our country are generally in foreign languages, like in English, majorly in English languages. So a lot of people, majority of the people of our country are lacking behind, as they don't know the English language well. So the objective of this Bharatiya Bhasha Pustak scheme is to promote literary content should be published into Indian languages. Feature is encourage regional authors and publishers to publish their publications to publish their works into Indian languages, like our regional languages. Aim is to preserve linguistic and cultural diversity in India, and this is also a important scheme. PM Jan Arogya Yojana, Ayushman Bharat for gig workers. This is an extension of the Ayushman Bharat scheme that was launched earlier in 2019. Extend health insurance to gig workers and gig and platform workers. Coverage of 5 lakh per family per year for hospitalization. Scope: secondary and tertiary care under Ayushman Bharat will be given to the gig workers. Jal Jeevan Mission, tap water for every rural household by 2024. Jal Jeevan Mission was started in 2019, and the objective of the scheme was tap water for every rural household should be given by 2024. Standard is 55 liter per person per day, and the sustainability of this Jal Jeevan Mission would be on rainwater harvesting and groundwater recharge. Rainwater should not go on waste, and we should recharge the groundwater well, so that the sustainability of the Jal Jeevan Mission will go on. And the progress of this Jal Jeevan Mission is 87.18% coverage by November 2024 has been recorded. Community role: Pani Samitis will be a notable one. UDAN, this is the regional connectivity scheme that was launched in 2016. Back in 2016, objective: make air travel affordable and accessible in remote areas. Strategy: subsidies for airlines to connect underserved airports. Goal is economic upliftment through regional connectivity, and a lot has been done. We can see and we can feel that into reality. That the airports where no flights were earlier operational, now most of the airports in India are connected through airways, and a lot of airlines are operating from these airports. Vivad se Biswas scheme, tax dispute resolution. This is the objective. The objective of this scheme is settle pending direct tax dispute. The disputes that were earlier pending, the direct tax that were not paid to the government, there were disputes. So government has come up with a Vivad se Biswas scheme to resolve this tax dispute. Method is pay the disputed amount, waiver on interest and penalties. If the disputed amount will be paid by the taxpayer, then he will get an waiver on interest and penalties. Eligibility disputes pending as of July 2022 24 2024 July 22 22nd July 2024. The deadline has been extended to January 31st 2025. Modified interest subvention scheme, Kisan credit card KCC. This is also one of the most important scheme of central government. Objective is provide short time agricultural loans and subsidies, subsidized rates. Effective interest rate is just 4% per annum. Loan limit is 3 lakh for farming and 2 lakh for allied activities. Requirement should be Aadhaar linkage is mandatory. So this is about the important schemes that Indian government is running right now, and that has been announced into the budget of 2025-26. And I think these are very very important budgets announcement, and question will be definitely asking from this core of the core union budget schemes, and I will definitely come up with the questions that will be asking from these questions. If I you know mm, if we can see that the question will be asking in from this section. So that's all for now. Hope everyone will get benefited from this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving me your time. Have a nice day.